State the first principle of mathematical induction. Let P of n be a statement involving the natural numbers. It's a mathematical statement in such that first P of 1 is true, second P of k plus 1 is true whenever P of k is true, then P of n is true for all n belongs to natural numbers. This is called the first principle of mathematical induction. It states that let us consider if any mathematical statement involving the natural numbers, let us consider to be P of n, such that first we have to find for n is equal to 1 and we need to prove that P of 1 is true. Means your statement P of n is true for n is equal to 1. That is your first step, and then we have to assume P of k plus 1 is true whenever P of k is true means, so we have to assume that P of k is true. Let us consider some k where k is less than or equals to n. For some k, P of k is true, we have to assume that, and by using this P of k is true, so we need to prove that P of k plus 1 is also true. Means with the help of P of k is true, so we have to prove that P of k plus 1 is true. So if we can do it, so P of k plus 1, if P of k plus 1 is true whenever P of k is true, then we can say that by these two steps, first step P of 1 is true and the second step P of k plus 1 is true whenever P of k is true, then we can consider that our statement P of n is true for every natural number. So which is called as the first principle of mathematical induction. Let us understand this statement by an example. Let's consider a simple example. Sum of first n natural numbers. 1 plus 2 plus 3 and so on n. Sum of first n natural numbers is n into n plus 1 by 2. So this is our statement P of n. So this is our statement P of n, and now we have to first prove it for your first step for n is equal to 1. For n is equal to 1, n is equal to 1 indicates it only first term. So the left side we had only 1 and the right side substitute in place of n 1. So 1 into 1 plus 1 upon 2, so which is equal to 1 into 2 upon 2, which is equal to 1. So your left side and right side both are equal, left hand side and right hand side both are equal. So what we can consider, therefore our statement P of n is true for n is equal to 1. Statement P of n is true for n is equal to 1, or we can simply write P of 1 is true. That is P of 1 is true, we can write. And then we need to go for the second step. So assume that our statement P of n is true for n is equal to some k where k is less than or equals to n. For n is equal to k, we can assume that it is true. So that if it is true for n is equal to k, up to k natural numbers, it indicates that up to sum of first k natural numbers is satisfying the given statement. That is 1 plus 2 plus and so on up to k, because up to n natural numbers, here up to k natural numbers it should be true. That is k into k plus 1 upon 2, k into k plus 1 upon 2. This is your second step. So let us make this an equation some a, and now using this statement, using this equation, we have to prove it for P of k plus 1. So what is P of k plus 1 meaning? The sum of up to k plus 1 terms. Means you need to identify here what is nth term and what is n plus 1th term, what is kth term, what is k plus 1th term. You have to identify like that. So here the nth term is, let me write the nth term an is equal to n. So the kth term is k, so we added up to k terms here. And then what is k plus 1? The term is nothing but k plus 1. So we need to consider the sum of k plus 1 terms. So that is what is required here? K plus 1 is required. So adding, so what I will do, adding k plus 1 on both sides of equation A. So when I added k plus 1 on both sides, so we can write here 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus and so on to k plus 1, which equals to k of k plus 1 upon 2 plus k plus 1. So clearly the left side is indicating that sum of first k plus 1 natural numbers. So it indicates sum of first k plus 1 natural numbers. So now let us simplify the RHS part. So taking LCM here, k into k plus 1 plus 2 times of k plus 1 by 2. So we can write this by taking k plus 1 common into k plus 2 upon 2. So this can also be written k plus 1 into k plus 1 plus 1 upon 2. So it is just like in the form of, n into n plus 1 by 2, where n is equal to k plus 1, right? So which is also satisfying our given statement, sum of first natural numbers up to n is equal to n into n plus 1 by 2, up to k is equal to k into k plus 1 by 2, up to k plus 1 is nothing but k plus 1 into k plus 1 plus 1 by 2. So clearly we can say that P of n is true for n is equal to k plus 1. So with the help of our assumption up to k it is true, so we have proved for P of k plus 1. So what we can say, consider here, P of k plus 1 is true whenever P of k is true. So this is your second step. So first step is P of 1 is true and second step P of k is true, and hence we can just consider by the principle of mathematical induction. By the principle of mathematical induction, our given statement is true for every natural number. Our statement P of n is true for every natural number. N belongs to n. Okay, so let us recall once again the statement. So the statement P of n be a mathematical statement involving the natural numbers n such that first P of 1 is true, means we need to take n is equal to 1 and we have to verify the given statement is true or not. If it is true, then we have to go for the next. P of k is true. Whenever P of k is true, we have to prove that P of k plus 1 is true. It is P of k plus 1 is true whenever P of k is true. So assume that P of k is true. Then we have to make that as an equation, and using that in equation, we need to prove for P of k plus 1 is true. Okay, and hence if these two conditions satisfied, then we can say that P of n is true for every natural numbers. So by the principle of mathematical induction, it's called first principle. Okay, alright, thank you. Write the set of values of n for which the statement P of n to n less than n factorial is true. So given statement P of n, that is 2n is less than n factorial. Since n factorial is nothing but it's a product of first n natural numbers, it's a continued product, that is product of first n natural numbers. That is n factorial is equal to 1 into 2 into 3 into and so on, n minus 1 into n. Product of n natural numbers we consider. This is n factorial, we say. N factorial. And now, so let us check, and also we know that n is a natural number. Here we consider for natural numbers. Let us verify for n is equal to 1. For n is equal to 1, our statement 2 into 1 is less than 1 factorial. 2 into 1 is 2 is less than 1 factorial is 1, product of one natural number. So this is false. It's not correct. Therefore, P of 1 is not true. Now for n is equal to 2. So 2 into 2 is less than 2 factorial. 2 2s are 4, less than 2 factorial means it's a product of two natural numbers, that is 1 into 2 is 2. So it is also false. So which implies that P of 2 is also not true. Now let's check for the next natural number, n is equal to 3. For n is equal to 3 implies 2 into 3 is less than 3 factorial. 2 3s are 6 is less than 3 factorial is, it's a product of three natural numbers, 1 into 2 into 3, that is 6. 6 is less than 6, which is also again false. So whereby we can consider that P of 3 is not true. And for n is equal to 4, so 2 into 4 is less than 4 factorial. 2 4s are 8 and 4 factorial value is product of four natural numbers, 1 into 2 into 3 into 4. It's 4 3s are 12, 12 2s are 24, 24 1s are 24, so 8 is less than 24, yes, it's true. So here we can say that P of 4 is true. And now let us see, let us verify the next numbers are also satisfying or not. So let's continue. For n is equal to 5. So this is 2 into 5 is less than 5 factorial. 2 5s are 10 is less than 5 factorial is obviously more than 10, because 5 into 4 into 5 factorial value is up to 5 natural numbers product, 1 into 2 into 3 into 4 into 5. So that is 5 4s are 20, 23s are 60, 62s are 120. So it is 120, obviously it is true, and hence we can say that P of 5 is true. And also we can just, because the natural numbers factorials will increase, 5 factorial, 6 factorial, 6 factorial will be equal to 720 and so on, and hence we can consider for n is greater than or equals to 4, we can consider that our statement P of n is getting true. So the set of values we can write here, n belongs to natural numbers, all natural numbers, where n is greater than or equals to 4 is the set of values of the given statement P of n, that is 2n is less than n factorial. Okay, right, thank you. State the second principle of mathematical induction. So let P of n be a statement. Let's consider mathematical statement involving the natural number n such that P of 1 is true. Second, P of k plus 1 is true whenever P of m is true for all 1 less than or equals to m less than or equals to some k. Then P of n is true for every natural number. This is called second principle of mathematical induction. So this principle states that, so for any mathematical statement, first if we can prove it for n is equal to 1, if we can prove for n is equal to 1 this is true, then let us assume that for some k 1 less than or equals to m less than or equals to k, means whatever the numbers which are less than k, it is true. So we'll assume that it is, the given statement is true for every number which is less than or equals to k. Then we have to prove for P of k plus 1. We need to prove for P of k plus 1, and then we can say that this statement is true for every natural number. So here k can be considered like k is less than n. So for 1 less than or equals to m less than or equals to k, and we have to prove that p of k plus 1 is true. So let us see this by taking an example. If a plus b is equal to c plus d and a square plus b square is equal to c square plus d square, then show by mathematical induction a power n plus b power n is equal to c power n plus d power n. So let us consider this as a statement p of n. A power n plus b power n is equal to c power n plus d power n, where n is a natural number. And it's clearly given that a plus b is equal to c plus d, that is for 1. A plus b is equal to c plus d. For n is equal to 1, it is true. And now also given a square plus b square, that is for 2. A square plus b square is equal to c square plus d square. For n is equal to 2 is also given. It's correct. Now from this, both a plus b is equal to c plus d and a square plus b square is equal to c square plus d square. So the first one, if I do squaring on both sides, a plus b whole square is equal to c plus d whole square. So we had a square plus b square plus 2 times ab is equal to c square plus d square plus 2 times cd. And since we know a square plus b square is equal to c square plus d square from the second, so we can write here 2 times ab is equal to 2 times cd, or we can also conclude that ab is equal to cd. So let us write it here. So which implies ab is equal to cd also, one step. Now for 1 less than or equals to m less than or equals to k, so p of k is true. The statement p of m is true, we can say. So here n is equal to 2 means which is less than or equals to k. So p of 2 is also true. And now we have to consider for p of k plus 1, it is true. So which implies that p of m is true for 1 less than or equals to m less than or equals to k. That is p of k is true. And p of k minus 1 is also true. Below k, any number. So if p of k is true, so we can write a to the power of k plus b to the power of k is equal to c power k plus d power k. And when p of k minus 1 is true, so that is a to the power of k minus 1 plus b to the power of k minus 1 is equal to c to the power of k minus 1 plus d to the power of k minus 1. Now we prove for k plus 1. So let us consider, and what we have to prove for k plus 1. So a to the power of k plus 1 plus b to the power of k plus 1 equals to c to the power of k plus 1 plus d to the power of k plus 1. We have to prove it. So let us consider a to the power of k plus 1 LHS. A to the power of k plus 1 plus b to the power of k plus 1. So we can write this as a to the power of k into a plus b to the power of k into b. So to utilize all these given equations, let us do some addition and subtraction. A power k into a, so let's write here, plus a power k into b minus a power k into b. And for b power k into b, so let's add and subtract here b power k into a minus b power k into a. So these are the terms added and subtracted. So from these two terms we can take out a power k common, so we can write a plus b. And again from these two terms we can take b power k common, so that we can write again a plus b. And the remaining terms are like a power k into b, so we can write here a power k minus 1 into a, we can also write ab. And here b power k into a, we can write it as b to the power of k minus 1 into b into a, just multiplying and dividing with a here. since a power k minus 1 is equal to a power k upon a, and if you multiply with a here, so that you will get a power k. So here a power k minus 1 into ab, and here b power k minus 1 into ba. So we can take out. So from here a power k plus b power k into a plus b, and here we can take out common ab. So a power k minus 1 plus b power k minus 1. So which equals to a power k plus b power k, c power k plus d power k, right? A power k plus b power k, c power k plus d power k, and again a plus b is nothing but c plus d, minus ab is also equals to cd, and then a power k minus 1 plus b power k minus 1 is nothing but c power k minus 1 plus d power k minus 1. So just after simplifying you can get that c power k plus 1 plus d to the power of k plus 1. So which implies that, so from here we can just conclude that p of our statement p of k plus 1 is true. So therefore by the principle of mathematical induction, we can say that our statement p of n is true for every natural number for n belongs to n. So first, let me revise once. So first we consider for n is equal to 1 and n is equal to 2, it is already given, and for m lies between 1 and k, p of m is true, which implies that p of k can be true, and p of less than k, that is k minus 1, is also true. So we have taken these equations: a power k plus b power k is equal to c power k plus d power k, and a power k minus 1 plus b power k minus 1 is equal to c power k minus 1 plus d power k minus 1. And then we consider for a power p of k plus 1, that is a power k plus 1 plus b of b power k plus 1, so which cannot be written by adding and subtracting these terms here: a power k into b minus a power k into b, and b power k into a minus b power k into a, for simplification. And also we have taken one more step here: a to the power of k into b, we can write it as, let me explain here, a power k into b we can write it as a power k upon a into ab, right? So a power, we can write this as a power k minus 1 into ab. So that's what I written here, a power k minus 1 into ab. Similarly for b power k into a also written b power k minus 1 into ab, so that I can take out ab common. So if we can utilize these three equations here, one and this second, and three equations you can utilize here, and we can get it c power k plus 1 plus d power k plus 1, which is true for p of n. P of k plus 1 is true, and so by the second principle of mathematical induction, we can say the given statement is true for every natural number. Okay, right. Thank you. If p of n 2 into 4 to the power of 2n plus 1 plus 3 to the power of 3n plus 1 is divisible by lambda for all n belongs to n is true, then find the value of lambda. So given statement p of n 2 into 4 to the power of 2n plus 1 plus 3 to the power of 3n plus 1 is divisible by lambda is true for all natural numbers, is divisible by lambda for all n belongs to n, means it is true. So that is p of 1 is also true. Let's consider the smaller numbers to find the value of lambda. P of 1 is also true, and p of 2 is also true. So for p of 1 is true, so we can write here 2 into 4 to the power of 2 ones are 2, 2 plus 1, that is 3, plus 3 to the power of 3 ones are 3 plus 1, so which can be written as some lambda times of m1 for some number, for some integer we can write. So that is 2 into, that is 4 to the power of 3 is 2 to the power of we can write here 2 square, 2 to the power of 6, 2 to the power of 7 plus 3 to the power of 4, which is equal to lambda into some m1. So 2 power 7 we can write 128 plus 3 power 4 we can write it as 81. So which is equal to lambda m1, or we can write lambda times of m1 is equal to 128 plus 81 is 209. Let us keep it aside. This is an equation 1. And now for n is equal to 2, so 2 into 4 to the power of 2 to the 4 plus 1 5 plus 3 to the power of 3 to the 6 plus 1, that is 7. It is also equals to some lambda times of some integer m2, so that we can write this is 4 power 5 is 2 power 10 into 2, 2 power 11 plus 3 power 7, which is equal to lambda m2, and here 2 power 11 is 2 power 10 is 1024 and 2 power 11 is 2048. So 2048 and 3 power 7 value will be taken 2187. So which is equal to lambda m2, or we can write here lambda m2 is equal to, so 2048 plus 2187 we can write it as 4235. So make this an equation 2, and from this 2 we can just take out the common of 209 and 4235. So let's find the HCF of 209 and 4235. So we will find that HCF is 11, and hence we can consider this is a 11 table we had, and here also 11 table. So we can consider therefore lambda value is 11. So both P of n is divisible by lambda means lambda is equal to n for all n belongs to natural numbers, right? Thank you.